You feel something wet and cold touching your face. You open your eyes, total darkness. You try to move, but your body is stiff with cold. Your stomach growls with hunger. You haven't eaten anything in 3 days. You lick your lips and taste your own blood. You hear a sound, breaking branches, something large moving in the forest. Your heart races. You know that if you run, it will chase you. If you stay still, it will find you.
You are not having a nightmare.
You are living a normal day in the Stone Age. Forget everything you know about cavemen. Forget the movies, the cartoons, the jokes. The truth is that you are alive today by a pure miracle, because your ancestors survived absolute hell. Without fire, without language, without tools, without guaranteed food, without a home, without anything. They were prey, food for lions, tigers, and wolves. And yet they managed to live long enough for you to be born. In the next few minutes, you will discover if you have what they had, because without them, you wouldn't be here. The question isn't whether you would survive the Stone Age. The question is, do you deserve the sacrifice they made? Do you still feel the ice in your bones? Do you still hear the breath of that predator in the darkness? Then you are starting to understand, but now comes the most brutal part. You have to wake up every day knowing it could be your last. Your eyes open. There is no alarm. There is no breakfast waiting. There is only one question hammering in your head. What am I going to eat today? Your stomach hurts. It's not ordinary hunger. It's a pain that gnaws at your insides. Your muscles are weak. Your hands are trembling. You haven't eaten anything substantial in 4 days. You get up, staggering. Your legs can barely hold you. You look around and see the others in your group. Some haven't woken up. Not because they're sleeping, but because they died during the night. You have no time for grief. You have to look for food now. You walk through the forest. Every step is an agony. You see footprints in the mud, large, dangerous, but you follow them because they are your only clues. You find a dead animal, but you didn't kill it. A lion did, and it's still eating. You hide behind a tree. Your heart beats so hard you're afraid it will hear you. You wait 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Finally, the lion leaves. You run to the remains, but you're not alone. Hyenas, vultures, other human groups, all fighting over the same rotten bones. You fight for a piece of meat. Meat that is green, that stinks, that could kill you, but you eat it, because it's either that or die of starvation. You are not a hunter. You are a beggar, a scavenger, living off the scraps of those who truly dominate this world. And do you know what the most terrible part is? Tomorrow you'll have to do it all over again. You have just eaten rotten meat. Your stomach churns, but at least you won't starve today. You return to the group, weak, sick, but alive. And then something happens that changes everything forever. You see smoke rising on the horizon. It's not a campfire. It's a natural fire. Lightning struck the forest and now it's on fire. Everyone runs. Animals, humans, all fleeing the same terror. But you stop, because you see something impossible. Light, heat, power. You watch the dancing flames, hypnotized. For the first time in your life, you feel real warmth. You see how predators flee in fear. You realize that this is magic. You grab a burning branch. Your hands burn, but you don't let go. You carry this treasure back to your group as if it were gold. That night, for the first time in millions of years, you don't shiver from the cold. You sit in a circle around the flame, your eyes shining, your bodies relaxing. But you make a mistake. You fall asleep. When you wake up, the fire is almost dead. Only a few weak embers. Your blood freezes, not from cold, but from terror. Because now you know what you've lost. You tasted paradise and now you're back in hell. You desperately blow on the embers, add dry twigs. Your hands are bleeding from trying so hard. You cry, literally cry, because you understood. Those who have fire live. Those who lose fire die. For days you and your group search for another fire. You follow every smoke signal, climb mountains, cross rivers. All for a single flame. Some of your group die on the journey, others give up. But you continue because you know that without fire, you are just animals waiting to be devoured. And when you finally find it, when you finally manage to steal fire again, you understand that you have just touched the sun. Now you are no longer prey. You are gods. You feel like gods during the day. With the fire, you scare away predators, cook meat, feel the warmth embracing your bodies. But when the sun sets, when total darkness takes over the forest, you remember that you are still mortal. You hear the first howl. Wolves. They are organizing a pack. You are the dinner they have chosen for today. You feed the fire with more wood. The flames grow, But you know it's not enough, because out there in the complete darkness, there are things much worse than wolves. You lie down on the hard ground. Stones cut your back, branches hurt your arms. There is no pillow, no blanket, only cold earth and the hope that the fire won't go out. You huddle together with the others. Sweaty, smelly bodies, trembling with fear. You sleep huddled like animals, because alone you freeze, alone you die. You close your eyes, but sleep doesn't come because you hear everything. Every heavy breath of the group, every crackle in the fire, every sound from the forest. Suddenly you hear large, heavy footsteps. Something is circling the camp. You open your eyes slowly. You see two enormous shadows moving beyond the light of the fire. Bears. Two giant bears. They smell the meat you ate. They want the food. And if necessary, you are the food. You hold an improvised spear. Your hands tremble so much you can barely hold it. You look at the others, all awake, all terrified, all knowing that they could die in the next few minutes. The bears approach. You see the teeth, you see the claws, you see death walking towards you. You scream. Everyone screams, throws rocks, waves torches, makes the loudest noise possible. The bears stop, look, assess. For an infinite moment you stare at each other. Life and death hanging in the balance. Finally they leave. You collapse. Your entire body is drenched in cold sweat. You survived another night, but you know that tomorrow will be the same, and the day after that, and every day of your life. Because in the Stone Age, sleeping wasn't rest. It was a gamble with death. You survived another night. Once again you have defeated death. But when the sun rises, you notice something terrible. You are two alone. During the night, two of your group died. One from the cold, another attacked by something you didn't even see. Now you are just 6 people against an entire world that wants to kill you. You look at the faces around you. A pregnant woman who can barely walk. An injured man who lost 3 fingers in a fight with wolves. 2 children crying from hunger. An elder who knows the secrets of survival. You are not a family. You are a group of strangers united by one thing, the terror of dying alone. But it is at this moment that something miraculous happens. You begin to understand each other without words. You point to the forest. The elder shakes his head. No, danger. You point to the river. He smiles. Yes, water, food. The pregnant woman moans in pain. You hold her. She looks into your eyes. There are no words, but you understand each other. She is going to have the baby. You are going to protect her. The children cry. The injured man takes wild fruits, shares them with them. He is hungry too, but he understood. The children eat first, always. You develop signs. One gesture means danger, another means food, another means stay together. You create humanity's first language, not with words, but with need. When you find the footprints of an animal, you organize yourselves without talking, without planning. You just know. 3 circle to the left, 2 to the right. 1 makes noise to scare the prey. You hunt like wolves, think like a swarm, act as one. And when the animal falls, you don't fight for the food. You share, because you have learned humanity's most important lesson. Alone you are weak, together you are invincible. That night you lie down closer, not just to keep warm, but because you understood that you are all you have in the world. You became the first family, not by blood, but by choice, by necessity, out of love for life itself. You became a family, learned to hunt together, to protect each other, to share every crumb of food. You thought you had finally defeated death, but death does not give up easily. The elder has been coughing for days, a dry cough that cuts through the silence of the night. You see blood running from his mouth. You know what that means. He's dying. He was the one who taught you how to set traps, who showed you which fruits were poisonous, who knew how to read the signs of the weather. He is the living memory of the group. And now he's saying goodbye. You sit beside him. He looks at you with tired eyes. He takes your hand and points to the sky. Then he points to himself. You understand. He's saying he's going somewhere. The others join, all in a circle around the elder. He can no longer speak, but his eyes say everything. He is giving thanks. He is saying goodbye. When he stops breathing, you are silent. Not a silence of fear, a silence of respect. But then something extraordinary happens. You get up, you pick up the body gently, you walk to a large, ancient tree. You start to dig with your hands. You understand. Without words, without explanation, you understand. Everyone helps to dig. Your hands bleed, your nails break, but you continue, because this is important. More important than food, more important than shelter. You put the elder in the earth, but not alone. You leave your best tools next to him, his favorite spear, beautiful stones he collected. You grab a handful of red earth. You paint your hands, then you paint the faces of everyone in the group. You don't know why you do it, you don't know what it means, but you know it's right, it's necessary, it's human. You cover the elder with earth, but you don't leave. You stay there in silence looking at the small mound of dirt. And in this moment, you understand something that will change humanity forever. Death is not the end. It is the beginning of something bigger. You have just invented the soul. You have just touched the divine. You have just become more than animals. You have become beings who believe in something beyond survival. You buried the elder. You painted your faces. You felt something greater than hunger, greater than fear. You felt that you needed to leave a mark, something that said, he existed, he mattered. You find a cave. It's not just a shelter. It's something special. The walls are smooth, perfect, as if they were waiting for you. You take a piece of charcoal from the fire. Your hands are still stained with the red earth from the burial. You look at the empty wall. Something inside you pulses, a need you can't explain. You press your hand against the wall, then trace the charcoal around your hand. When you take your hand away, it's still there, your mark, your existence etched in stone. The others see you. They understand, without words, without explanation. The woman in the group takes the red clay. She draws the figure of the elder on the wall. It's not perfect, but it's him. You recognize him. Everyone recognizes him. He is there forever. The injured man takes blood from an animal you hunted. He draws figures on the wall. Buffalo, horses, lions, all the animals you faced, all the fears you overcame alongside the elder. You spend days painting, not because you have to, but because you want to, because you feel you must. You draw your hunts, your victories, your defeats. You draw the fire that saved your lives. You draw each other. You draw moments, memories, stories. And when you finish, you look at the walls. They are not just drawings. It's your history, it's your memory. It's the memory of the elder etched in stone. You don't know how to write. You can barely speak, but you have just created something eternal, something that will last longer than your bodies, longer than your lives. You have just shouted to the universe, we were here. He was here. You have just invented immortality, not of bodies, but of memories, of stories, of what it means to be human. That night, you sleep differently. You are no longer just survivors. You are artists. You are storytellers. You are guardians of memory. You are the first humans who understood that simply existing is not enough. You have to leave a mark. You have to be remembered. And 50,000 years later, when archaeologists find these paintings, they will cry, because they will understand that you were the first to say, I am human. I matter. I exist. You have just painted your memories on the cave wall. You look at those marks and feel something impossible. Pride. You have created something that never existed before, something that will last forever. But now you go home. You press a button, instant light. You open the refrigerator, abundant food. You turn on the heater, immediate heat. You don't think about it. It's automatic. You complain that the Wi-Fi is slow, that the food is cold, that work is tiring, that life is difficult. And suddenly you stop, you remember. You remember the hunger that gnawed at your stomach for days. You remember the cold that froze your bones. You remember the absolute terror of every night. You look at your hands, hands that never had to dig into the cold earth looking for roots. Hands that never had to fight with hyenas for rotten meat. Hands that never had to bury the dead. You look at your phone. You have thousands of photos. You document every meal, every moment, every thought. You do exactly what they did in the caves. You are leaving your mark. You are shouting, I exist! But the difference is that they fought for 2 million years so that you could do this with ease. They died of hunger so that you could complain about food. They died of cold so that you could have warmth. They died of fear so that you could sleep in peace. They had no words, but they created language. They had no art, but they created beauty. They had no religion, but they created faith. Everything you are, everything you have, everything you feel, started with them. You are not descended from kings. You are not descended from heroes. You are descended from survivors, from people who faced the impossible and won.
You carry the DNA of those who fought lions, who mastered fire, who invented family, who created the first art. You are the echo of that hand painted on the cave.
You are the proof that they existed. You are the miracle they made possible. And every time you complain about your life, you are disrespecting the greatest sacrifice in history. The sacrifice of 2 million years so that you could be here. You are not just a human. You are the final victory of the Stone Age. You have just lived 2 million years in a few minutes. Did you feel the hunger that gnawed at your stomach? Did you feel the cold that froze your bones? Did you feel the absolute terror of every night in the Stone Age? Now you know the truth that no one tells you. You are not just a modern human complaining about life. You are the final miracle. You are the living proof that your ancestors overcame the impossible, but you made it this far. You had the courage to face this truth even when it made you feel small in the face of their greatness. That shows what kind of person you are. You are not like the majority who live complaining without knowing where they came from. You want to understand your roots. You want to honor those who made your existence possible. And if you really felt every word I said, if you really traveled to the beginning of humanity with me, then you need to do something. You need to spread this truth, because with each passing day, more people forget the sacrifice of our ancestors. More people complain about life without realizing that they are living the impossible dream of those who came before. So click that like button, not for me, but for every person who died of hunger, of cold, of fear, so that you could be here today, safe and fed. Subscribe to the channel because I promise I will continue to remind you of where you came from. I will continue to show you that you are a descendant of giants. Share this video. Show it to someone who still hasn't realized that they won the lottery of existence. Let them feel the same gratitude you are feeling now. And tell me in the comments, after everything you've lived today, will you still complain about slow Wi-Fi? Or have you finally understood that every breath you take is a 2 million year victory? Because you are not just a human. You are the fire that has not yet been extinguished.